How is it possible that such a small bottle contains one of the most powerful defoggers in the market? And this is completely made in the US. It is made and manufactured in our facility in Long Island, New York. Now let's get into it and test it out. I have here the dropper, and then I have eyeglasses and a steamer. So let's see before and after how this anti-fog treatment performs. Oh, now the steamer is nice and hot. Let's see before the treatment how the lenses behave. So with these eyeglasses, these lenses are AR, so they are anti-reflective coated. And as you can see, when I apply the steam on the lenses, they completely fog up. They completely fog up, okay? You can't see in this condition. So now let's see what happens when we apply fog stopper treatment on them. First of all, you need to apply fog stopper on clean lenses. One of the reasons why it might not work is that if you have debris or dust or oil and grease on the lens. So make sure that the lenses are clean. You can use a microfiber cloth or a lens cleaner first, and then when the lens is nice and clean, you grab your dropper, open up the bottle, and you see that the dropper has been designed in this way on purpose to avoid waste. You just need 2 drops per lens. So literally, you can count 1, 2, 1, 2. The best way to apply this defogger is with your fingers. So you just use your finger and spread the solution all over the lens. You even need the less than 2 drops, honestly, because right now you see a lot of bubbles, and there is a lot of liquid in excess. So in this case, you can use a microfiber cloth to absorb the liquid in excess. But so maybe you need even one drop per lens. Since we are using a steamer, I'm gonna apply fog stopper also on the other side of the lens. So 1 drop on the outside too. So spread the liquid in a circular motion and then leave it air dry. I applied the fog stopper on both sides of the lenses because we are using a steamer and the direction of the steamer goes everywhere. But you don't need to do that. You need to understand where the condensation is gonna happen. So if you are wearing your eyeglasses, probably your condensation is gonna happen in the inside of the lens. So you should use the product just on the inside of the lens. If you are wearing a mask, okay, and the mask comes a little bit outside over your nose, it can happen that your breath, the condensation, the vapor from your mouth actually reaches also the outside of the lens. So in that case, you should also apply the nano-coating on the outside of the lens. But this is up to you. The important thing is that you understand where the condensation is gonna form. So let's find out if it works. The steamer is nice and hot again. Let's try applying the steam. So as you can see, they don't fog up. They don't fog up. You see in the back, you see? And this is a lot of steam because we are using a machine. Your body doesn't produce so much condensation, you know? Okay? So as you can see, they are perfectly fine. They are perfectly fine. You can perfectly see through, okay? It works! We found out that it works. Fog stopper has been designed on purpose to perform on anti-reflective lenses. So these are eyeglasses with anti-reflective lenses, and if you go out in the sun, you will be able to see through perfectly without a lot of disturbance, because Some of the fog stoppers or defoggers out there have hydrophilic agents. So what's the difference between the agents of the other fog stoppers and the agents inside this little tiny bottle? Normally, other defoggers have hydrophilic defogging agents which absorbs water, put all the droplets all together, forming a very thin layer of water over the lenses. And that's why you are able to see through. But if you use this type of agents with anti-reflective lenses, the anti-reflective coating together with this very thin layer of water, it will actually increase the disturbance from the sun rays. In fact, water reflects light very well, and you don't want that, so that's why they usually don't work well with AR lenses. But fog stopper, okay, from Dynamic Labs, it is a surfactant, or in other words, a hydrophobic agent. It means that instead of putting together the droplets, okay, of water, of condensation, it spread them around and it makes them very small. Instead of having an even layer and continuous layer of water on the lens, you have very imperceptible small droplets of all over the lens. And this is enough not to increase the refraction from the sun rays, and that's why this technology performs better on AR lenses. The important thing is that you need to apply it on clean lenses, and you don't have to rub it off, because if you touch the lenses with your hand, you will remove the agents. If you use a microfiber cloth or another cloth to apply the agents, it might not perform very well because the cloth actually will absorb the agents. The third reason why it might not perform as intended is, as I said before, a very extreme weather condition. It means that when the condensation, the humidity concentration is so high that the fogging agents can't split and get rid of the fog. The only way to get rid of the annoying droplets is removing yourself from that type of environment. It doesn't exist any defogger that works in those kind of conditions. It comes in bottle of 10 milliliters, but they really last a long time, because as you can see, you just need 1 drop per lens, and with this dropper dispenser you basically have zero waste. It is also a perfect gift for a friend that loves sport and need fog-free eyewear all the time, or if you are a professional like a nurse or again a military guy, you need condensation-free eyewear. You need a perfect vision all the time, so this is the gold standard of anti-fog technology. If you love optical stuff, this is the channel you want to follow. So subscribe and see you in the next episode.